guys like,
Gen Z.
Gen Z, you own it.
What do I give that makes you think I'm a timeout?
Like I used to sing all the
Okay,
time,
don't-
all
what?
my free time in school.
Hey, this is the Kenyan Life Podcast. Hey, welcome back to the Kenyan Life Podcast. My name is Justin Moretti, and today in studio, where, let me just say this man has done so many things in life, from media to NGOs, and also has shown me, hey, manzi, wacha nikuambie, if there's a man who can do anything and everything by a certain time, it's this man. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Justin. Hey,
What's your name, my boy?
Unanigas up.
Lazima. Ai, nikose nichekwe.
Crazy. Yeah, my name is Salif Nyambok. As you heard, I'm a media practitioner. I am a communications expert. I work now as a social media officer in the NGO world. And yeah, it's an honor to be here.
Oh, social media officer. Unajua Kenya tunaitanga hiyo kufanya social media. Inaitwanga ajadi, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
But we never call it officer. What does officer entail?
Officer means that you're, like in the NGO world, you're given an officer title because you take it like almost like a duty. You're like stationed there. Almost like
Where?
jeshi.
Where? And Kwanza, let me tell you something about Salif. Salif has been to all parts of this country. Shooting cows. I mean, this guy, whatever he has been doing for the past year or so, I can't even say I'm proud. I'm more than proud. Because I've seen his growth from USIU days, from transnighting. He's basically the Nick that was not the Nick. Because our producer works so hard.
No, I've been seeing.
You know?
Props to him, by the way. Shout out, Nick, wherever you are. USIU TV is popping.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the work, for sure.
I mean, for sure. And today we have Salif in studio because we just want to talk about the media, and you've been there. We've both worked in media.
Yes.
We are in media because we are both podcasters.
Yes.
Plug your podcast, tafadhali, before we get going.
Yes, sir. So I'm a podcaster on Sisi Wanaume podcast. We talk about men's wellness and mental health. Yeah, we are in the business of telling positive stories on masculinity.
Fair enough. And honestly, he does such a good job. Check it out. It will be on screen. Hopefully Nicole will be able to. Yeah. She's our producer for today. And she's doing a good job. Hopefully. Sijaona matokeo bado. But I know she is. Anyway, Sal, quick question for you.
Mm.
Do you think the media is in absolute shambles these days?
I'd say it's going through some kind of I'd call it a recession, a change, Actually, the word is rebirth. Because if you look at it traditionally, media came from this kind of environment where they controlled the audiences, or they had influence over the audiences. A company would come and say, hey, I want to reach this number of millions of people. I'll pay you this amount of money. And they were the gatekeepers of that. But now all that has moved to newer channels. So the money is going to Meta, to X, to Instagram, or rather Snapchat and other platforms, because, it's gone digital. So media are no longer the big gatekeepers of this huge ad revenue. And that's changing a lot of things. It's changing in terms of the jobs that are needed for media. They're probably downsizing or rethinking a lot of the roles that can fit within that space.
And I agree. I totally do. Because the one thing I've learned so far is that there's a lot going on. There's a lot of competition. Media right now, and when I say shambles, I mean they're clinging on to something that they can't hold anymore,
Yeah.
It's gone already.
Yeah.
Your audience, and right now when you're watching this, we're talking about something that is important. But back then,
Yeah.
whatever the media wanted you to know, and only to know,
Yeah.
they would feed you that.
Yes.
Sindio?
Kabisa?
And it had the power. It was called what? The magic bullet or whatever.
Yeah.
Theory.
It came from one source,
Yeah.
You're glued on the TV. It's the newspaper. It's the magazine, and that was the only way you could get it. We didn't have social media back then,
That is true.
Yeah.
And you see now, even the older generation has morphed into a lot of media content, a lot of rather digital social media content,
Yeah. And actually, it's crazy. Even big ad agencies, for instance, my mother used to work in advertising. So there was, back then, you got huge ad spend from just booking those deals that would go on TV, on radio, and whatnot. But right now, the same budget is being used to create like mini videos and reels and TikToks and stuff like that. Still with the same budget, but split across many different videos. So people are not getting those big blockbuster ads with, hey, 5,000 people, chopper, all that stuff, and it's just changed. Yeah.
And you've talked about advertising, which then now goes into social media completely. We have socialites. Let me give you a story. There's a time I went for an event, a Canon event. Canon was showcasing their new cameras and stuff. It was at Shamba Cafe, if you know where it is.
Yeah.
So I met a lot of socialites there. There's so many socialites in this country, guy. Too many, like half, not even half, 3/4 of the people there
Yes.
were socialites.
Definition of a socialite in this case being
People who, I wouldn't even say, I don't know if I could call them socialites. They're people with really, it's socialites anyways.
Yeah.
It's people with really great following, and they transform it into, now their day-to-day lives is basically on the internet.
Yeah.
And every brand now is associated to socialites. If you look at all the big brands that used to put up billboards and stuff, now it has moved to join me as I use my this lotion and that lotion. It's a different atmosphere, and I didn't even think we'd ever get here, but we're here.
Yeah.
It's now, it begs the question, where does media go after this?
Wow, that's an interesting one for sure. I know that there's a trend right now, and it's probably been something that took shape within the last like 10 years or so. So influencers, or socialites as you would call them as well, are grouped into categories. So like the way the business kind of works is you look at each category based off of the number of following that somebody has. They're the big guys, mega guys who are like past maybe 100K to 1 million going onwards. There are people who are in the middle, like micro, who are like maybe from 10 to like 50K. And then there's nano who are like maybe under 10K.
Like me.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a nano influencer.
But you'd be shocked. The money is actually a lot more on the micro and nano, to be sincere.
Compared to like the mega.
Yeah. Mega, you go for them if you want an awareness campaign. And especially because if they can prove that your followers are legit, because some mega guys have 5 million.
Yet their reach and stuff is different.
Yeah, their engagement is not as high. But you, who might be a nano, you may have proper engagement. Like in terms of, if you have like 1,000 followers and 800 people are responding to your comments, you're really, really good on your engagement. And brands can see that, so they'll be willing to give you work. That's why you're seeing everybody with the lotions and the sunscreen.
The two, because when you said influencers, that is what I was trying to say. It's not socialites, influencers. Because basically what they're doing is influencing. They're talking about a certain product.
Yeah.
They're telling you, hey, manze, we have this thing going on. I'm applying this lotion. It has been great to me.
Yeah.
You should buy it.
Yeah.
And they don't even say it upfront like that. You should buy it. It's just the aspect of them using it that makes the audience or the person watching want to get it, which is weird to me, man.
I know it's pretty crazy that that's what the industry has become.
Yeah.
But you'd be shocked, man. And that's why I was telling you earlier that the money is now just going to Silicon Valley, like a good chunk of it. And then now what remains is now being fought for by big media houses, by ad agencies, by influencers themselves. I think that's the place that I'd call like a rebirth, because that's what people are trying to figure out now, how to make that ecosystem stronger. Like, does it need more investment? I think it does in Kenya. Like, we still, I've heard it a couple of times, like Mkurugenzi talking about it and different people, like, hey, we need areas that are like properly dedicated to content, big production studios that have like changing, environments. We need to do more. Like, we are barely scratching the surface, in my view.
Truly, I agree. I think one of the most interesting dreams I have is turning everything, like finding a way to get into the production space.
Yeah.
Because I think there's so much potential in it. And to whoever has thought of doing maybe radio, podcasting, and maybe you're shy, try doing the behind the scenes. It teaches you so much. I mean, Sal, if you're a podcaster,
Yeah.
you know, you've gone through the backs and the forwards rather, not fronts or frauds. You've gone to back and forth and stuff. Which side do you prefer?
Wow. I honestly sometimes don't know.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy both. I find that I got into this thinking that I wanted to be a front man. I wanted to be famous. No lie. I was like, in fact, that was like my thinking all the way. I was like, hey, I'm doing radio. I want to become like a big radio presenter. I want to get into that space. But when I started appreciating what it takes to actually make proper content on the back end, I was like, wow, this could also be cool. And I guess in my working life, that's the side that I've ended up taking much of. I normally dabble a bit in the front. I come sometimes, I moderate, I do things. But I think I have a good balance of both sides, which is cool because it's something that I think can get you into a lot of interesting rooms as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree because I know in my other life, I've gotten an opportunity to produce for radio. I've been able to, like, I get it. I get it so much. It got to a point where I was just like, I even don't think I want to get into that mic. I don't want to get into that studio.
Yeah.
You know, but it's still a dream I have, and maybe do it for, like, if I get an opportunity, I would do it.
Yeah.
Because why not, you know? But at the end of the day, you realize once you understand what is behind what you're seeing right now, the production and everything. Salif is even shocked that he's seen whatever is going on. He's like, eh.
Yeah, I go to this room and I'm like, hey, what's going on?
Never expected it. Because there's a lot going on. There's lights, there's, the blankets, there's a whole podcasting kit, there's computers, stuff. I mean, you're basically making your own radio at your own space, at your own speed.
Yeah, exactly. And you're doing it right now, man. Like, you have your platform. We're still seeing you. We're hearing your voice every time. And I think it's great also that you're giving a platform and kind of like helping to tell our own stories too, which is something I think for me, I think is like the future of where media should go. This space where we are reclaiming our narratives is really dope. I think every creator right now who's doing that kind of thing is just experiencing so much growth because it's so authentic and it just feels true to us. You know,
I totally agree because what I realized, 5 years of podcasting is not easy. We're going to the 6th year now.
Big moves.
Thanks, man. Thanks. See, if you go, but we're about to bulk so much of our episodes because we've been doing so much of YouTube. Want to also bulk on Spotify as well. Mm-hmm. Like every episode from the past year to this year, we're going to have everything on Spotify and YouTube. So subscribe, join the channel, join everything. And I was just thinking, my first episode was so bad. Was terribly bad, my G.
No, but bad by whose standards?
Bad by my standards now. Back then it was good. Back then I was starting.
Yeah, because I listened to your podcast. It's not as bad as you think.
I was just like, my voice, I was so timid. I was so low. I was like, welcome back to the Kenyan Life. I didn't even used to say welcome back.
Yeah,
I would just yap. That was a crazy bit. But it's the journey. It's when you start realizing that you don't need to do it alone. Mm. That's when I decided I need a co-host as well. Wanjiko came in. I need a team as well. Nick Rispa came in,
Yeah.
And then I was just like, the other move we need to make is make sure everybody around me who has a platform or who has a story to tell must tell it here.
Yeah.
Because it starts somewhere, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, media, how I used to think about media.
Yeah.
And now how I think about it now is totally different because what you say, taking over the narrative.
Yeah.
From what you used to be fed to now what you're feeding people with the understanding of the knowledge of, obviously, we both did journalism.
Yeah.
We both understood what it takes to be a journalist.
Yeah.
And we, in a sense, we are certified to do it.
It's just that we're doing it in a different way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a time a friend of mine asked me, you did journalism. How are you going to apply it in the real world? Are you looking to be a journalist? Are you looking to stand in front of people and talk about this and that? I was like, not really.
Yeah.
And I think I give so much respect and gratitude to the school because that's the one place that taught me I don't need to look at radio only.
No.
You know? What do you think?
No, I think the same as well. And actually, maybe even just to say, if you're like somebody who's interested in journalism, you really have to think about it in a different way than just imagining that the final end game is you being an anchor or being a presenter. There's so much that you can do with this degree, like areas that you would not even have thought about. If you have this skill right now, and I would say you could even differentiate it, because an influencer is probably not even the same as a content creator. The influencer looks good. The content creator makes stuff look good. So both of those are like distinct roles that you can actually fit into and plug into nicely, and you can be able to like make something really dope happen. So I would say if anybody who is thinking about mass communications, media, journalism, or any of these kind of skills, there are areas, so many areas that need your help right now. Social media needs you. Agency work needs you. PR needs you, you know? And there's many areas that you can plug into within organizations, and you can create those opportunities for yourself, because many of the legacy organizations don't even have social media, guys.
That's true.
Yeah. It's you to do a compelling pitch, walk up to these guys and tell them your company is doing good things, but you don't have visibility. Why? You're killing yourself.
And I totally agree. I was having a conversation with someone from like our former company and stuff. And we're just talking about how if only radio could go 100% audio visuals.
Yeah.
You see, the likes of Kiss have gone that way.
Yeah.
You know? But the rest should join in. Radio Jumbo does it as well. But there's an extent of audio visuals that it needs to get to.
Yes.
You know? Obviously, they've gotten to the podcast space already because the conversations are recorded and stuff. But the moment people are always on their phones.
Yeah.
You know, they're always talking about what's new. They want to find out who are we watching. TikTok has taken over compared to IG, Twitter and stuff. People don't read anymore.
Yeah, surprisingly.
And it's shocking because people, even movies, people can't watch movies in full anymore because they do it, those two, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 on TikTok. You know, so I mean, there's so much, and I'll add on what he said about journalism because we've got a bit of experience. We can say that.
Yeah.
I mean, don't think of it as an anchor. Right now, the old dogs are still there.
Yeah.
They are not leaving.
And they probably won't.
Exactly.
Anytime soon.
Because who's going to leave that? That's a jackpot. You've hit a jackpot and you're going to stay there for a minute. All you need to do is read news. Yeah. It's a lot of work. Presenting is good, is solid work, but it takes hard work.
Yes.
Something you can do, something I can do. But there is more to it. If you take away the restrictions, you look at the likes of Adele, you look at this big Kurugenzi as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you don't need to go to a media house to have your own production.
Yeah.
Just like, honestly, it's as simple as staying home, picking up your phone, and we get it. Sindio?
Yeah.
Ama, what do you think?
No, it's true. And actually, even Kurugenzi at some point had ratings that were so high that I think he was rivaling some media houses in industry. This is his own platform. But he has enough, I'd say what you could say, people are having enough authority to move conversations. I think that's something that's like extra crucial, especially this year, because I mean, it's a campaign year. So I'm guessing many of the content creators or the people in the digital space will be crucial towards like this, what you call it? It's almost like influencing ideas and spreading, just telling the story as it is.
Yeah.
Trying to counter misinformation, trying to shine a light on things that might be in the dark or explaining things a bit better. And I think that's really, really important. And Kenya, one of the strengths that we do have actually as Kenya's media industry is that we have gone ahead of other countries in the region in regards to that. Like more people are using the online space to advocate and to do all these things in an interesting way. But yeah, definitely do agree with you. Radio has to change. You know, media actually has to invest more money in the content that they're trying to create. It can't just be, grayish footage of people sitting in a room, but it needs to be more, it needs to feel more real to some degree. So what you see, and this is heavier like in other countries as well, their radios are structured more like pods. So it's almost something like this.
Truly.
When we have that conversation, it's cut exactly like you do a podcast, and the images and the visuals look fantastic when they come on
Socials.
social.
Yeah.
So they feed in directly into the pipeline. But if we are doing stuff that feels disjointed from that, then it won't catch up as fast. And I think maybe our media industry was a bit slow to take it up, but I'm glad that I'm seeing more and more legacy houses, especially like trying to get into that digital space and trying to see what they could also do with it.
And I totally agree on that. But now, as we wind up, we're now moving back to influencers rather. We saw a guy he came to Kenya for like 2 days, I think.
And took over.
The freaking country. I show Speed. That guy called Speed, where your pillar of strength was running towards him. Me even saw a father of 3 on top of his Audi trying to meet Speed.
Kenyan men decided to be chalant.
Apparently we can do that, you know? And it's crazy because you look at it, these people, when they were starting, I remember when I started seeing Speed, I was like, this guy is so cringe. This guy is so weird. This guy, Aki Manze, get him out of my screen.
Yeah.
But you look at him now, he's moved to a beacon of, I'm trying to show you what the world is truly.
Yeah.
And he's portrayed Africa in a totally different way.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
No, it is. It is. And it's wild. The kind of numbers he's getting, you can't deny the kind of influence that he has, which again is a huge win. Streaming is also like another avenue, by the way, that maybe might be picking up speed more in Kenya.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. But yeah, I think what Speed is doing is cool. At least on the surface, what I would say, he's really helped to portray good parts of countries within the continent. And then you notice something, like especially if you take the example of Kenya, many people worked together on his tour here.
That is true.
We had like good collaboration between the private sector, between government, between influencers. Everybody was working kind of cohesively. And it really brought together some nice results. We need more of that. I would love to see a situation where like we do this for even state functions, you know, something like Kenyans for Kenya. It's been so long since we've had something like that, you know, like just getting together and building an ecosystem around that. But yeah, back to what I was saying about Speed. He has had a lot of influence. And I think even in terms of like the diaspora, people are responding positively to his content and they would want to check out more of what's happening here in Africa because of what he's managed to show people, especially young people in the greater diaspora.
Fair enough. All right, Sal, do you have a parting shot?
Well, this is a hard one. I think I'd just say, stay true to who you are. Be curious in life and keep exploring all dimensions of stuff that you think you actually like. I got my start by doing a voiceover here that got me into radio. I worked at KISS and all these other stations at Radio Africa. And then from there, I felt like I wanted to go the humanitarian route. And I got a chance to go into the NGO sector where I still work till date. And I'm still doing my podcast as well. So living out that dream of radio, you can do it too. So yeah, I think it's a new year, new energy. Keep it locked on the Kenyan Life podcast.
Truly. Hey, thanks, man. This guy is very interesting. This guy. Anyways, tutaongea nyuma ya tent. But truly keep it locked. And remember, he is the host of Sisi Wanaume. To all my guys, to even the ladies as well. Please check it out. Find out what he's all about. He has very interesting graphics. This guy has always been good at graphics. Salif, shout out to you. Kudos.
Thank you.
And I just want to say thank you so much for coming in.
Anytime. I'm glad that we actually got a chance to do this.
Finally.
Yeah, nice way to start 2026.
I was about to say the same thing. 2026 is looking good if I have Salif in studio.
It's looking fire.
Yeah? Cheers, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching us. Please stay tuned for more and subscribe, like, comment, please. Please tell us what you think. Sawa sawa. All right. Thank you. Cheers.